All right, this is pretty cool. It's always great having exciting people, young people in here who are blazing their own trail, and we're going to continue that on right now. A new Hamilton/Toronto company is getting a national recognition and is being featured on BNN's, that's the Business News Network, The Pitch Tonight. From their official website, HOVR has developed proprietary image recognition technology. Don't worry, we'll tell you what that is in just a sec. That allows the user of HOVR to hover their mouse over any clothing image on the internet, click the call to action, and view comparable clothing in a browser sidebar. From here, users can click out to the retail site to purchase, or they can save items to a HOVR list, which syncs with their mobile phones and notifies them when they are nearby a favorite item. To talk more about this, the co-founder of HOVR, Dave Williams, and he's with us now. Thanks for coming in, Dave. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Scott.
First of all, Dave, you look like you're about 12. So, I don't mean not to embarrass you. What I mean to say is you're on the cutting edge of a generation that does not believe in working for somebody else, but going out and blazing your own trail. How did you get into this? Why aren't you chasing down a big company to hire you and use your brain that way?
I graduated from McMaster University. I did my master's in business administration, and I worked the entire time that I was in my master's. So I had the 3.5 years experience in the insurance industry. So it's sort of a 9-to-5 job, sitting behind a desk and a computer, day in, day out.
Especially in insurance.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dealing with some unhappy people and sitting in traffic both ways there and back.
Yeah.
I thought that there could be a better way. Also, a lot of times in the insurance company, we would say something and it wouldn't really get recognized. There's so many different chains of command for your ideas to come into play.
Right.
So it's kind of nice in the startup area where what you say matters and you direct your own path.
Other students, I shouldn't say students because you're not a student anymore, but other people in your position think the same way, more and more like that of your generation, do you think, or looking for that gig that's 9 to 5?
I think so. At least the people that I've sort of surrounded myself by, a lot of them have the entrepreneurial mindset. They see things that are happening in the ways that things are happening in the industry these days, and they have, what they think they have better alternatives, and they want to explore these. And there's a lot of opportunity these days. They have a lot of programs and incubators, like the one that we're working through, Incubes in Toronto, that sort of help you through this process. They give you the office space. They provide you a lot of mentorship. So there's a lot of help out there. It's just a matter of getting your hands on it.
So how did this idea come about?
We originally started an idea called Boomerang about 1.5 years ago. So we pursued that for about a year. We put in all the money that we had saved up into this idea, and we built it out in full, and then we tried to bring it to market and sell it. We actually used this to get into the incubator, Incubes in Toronto.
Right.
And we used the time in the incubator to pivot to HOVR. We had a really cool product that works really seamless. It's in the App Store now. You can go download it. And but the problem is we couldn't really find that problem or that pain that everyone was having where they would need to use Boomerang. It was sort of just like a cool utility, but it wasn't something that would really make your life that much easier.
So how did you get from that to this?
So when we were exploring Boomerang, we really harnessed the power of location. Boomerang is pretty much, we assigned a chat room to every location in the world, and so people can come and go and interact with that location anonymously.
Right.
And so we wanted to find a more tangible problem to apply all this location knowledge that we had garnered.
Right.
We wanted to apply it to a more tangible problem. So we thought about online shopping, and we figured that so many people, they browse these days in shopping and they use the online shopping in their shopping process, but a lot of people are still hesitant to buy online. So we would want to direct them to sort of like a location, like the actual store that you can purchase these items at.
So explain to everybody how this works.
So HOVR aims to bridge the gap between discovery and retail. We've observed consumer behavior a lot over the last 3 or 4 months, and we're finding that everyone's discovering cool fashion items and clothing on their social networks. So they're spending all their time on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tumblr, on Pinterest, and this is where they see all these cool fashion ideas. But The problem is it's not connected to a retailer. So when it comes time to buy, you're sort of left with a painful search.
Right.
So you have to go to Google and you have to try to put into words what you saw in that picture. And then you have to browse catalog by catalog to sort of find that item that you have in mind that you wanted to buy.
Right.
So we wanted to shorten this process and kind of provide that whole experience in just one click. So the way that HOVR works is that it's a one-click install from our HOVR website, www.hover.me, and you update your browser, and now anytime you hover over any clothing image on the internet, you can simply hover over the image. There'll be a call to action. You click it, and then a browser sidebar will come out with a list of comparable items.
Man.
And so from those comparables, you can click out right to the retailer. We can direct you right to the retailer website where you can purchase it, or you can sort of save it to your HOVR list.
That's a cool idea. Can this go beyond traditional retail, like clothing? I mean, what could you use this for?
Our goal, our long-term vision is to sort of be product search. So anything that you can buy through retail.
Sort of like a Google of products.
Yes, but a lot easier than Google.
Yeah.
Rather than being that destination where you have to type in google.com, go there, then start your search. We just want to be everywhere. We want to be at the point of discovery, regardless of whatever website you're on a social channel, you're on a blog or a news destination, you see something you like, you can hover over it, click, and see your comparables right there.
How does it make money? How does it generate revenue?
So as of right now, we are plugged into an affiliate program. So they've already done the job and made all the relationships with brands and retailers, and they hold a database of 1 million items.
Right.
So we just plug into their database, and they pay us to originate those clicks. So every time that someone clicks through, we reroute them through the affiliate
providing
program.
traffic for them.
Shop Sense, exactly, and we're driving them to the retail site. So we're getting a piece of that click-through revenue.
Wow, there's a lot of layers involved here, isn't there?
There is, and we have another vision going forward. We have about 3 or 4 new, different monetization strategies. I'm not going to get into them too much. It's sort of our secret sauce.
Yeah, no, I understand that. So where are you now with HOVR?
Well, we just had our 3-month stint at Incubes in Toronto. We graduated from there through our demo day, which was like a big showcase of the 4 technology companies involved, and that was last Wednesday. At the event, we actually garnered quite a bit of interest from investors. So we've taken the next 2 or 3 weeks to fill our schedules with meetings and kind of take these one by one. And we're looking
What are
for
these
investment.
meetings like? What are they like? What are these meetings like when you go in? Like, are you talking to other people who are of your same generation and are just as savvy and excited about this as you are? Are you talking to a bunch of old farts who have no idea what you're talking about?
You know what? Everyone is pretty savvy when it comes to technology. That is actually putting their money into where
if they've come this far, they're aware.
Yeah,
of it.
and they have about 20 years experience behind them and a ton of connections. So if ever they're not sure about anything, they definitely know who to reach out to find out if what we're saying is actually legit. We've had some really positive feedback so far and a lot of interest. So our schedules are pretty full for the next 2 weeks.
Wow, good for you. So talk about this BNN show.
Yeah, so we got invited. One of the connectors at Incubes, Ben Zlotnick, he does an amazing job at meeting people. His network is North America wide.
Yeah.
And so one of the people that he managed to connect us with is BNN's The Pitch. So it's sort of like your Dragon's Den, Shark Tank. You go in there and you do your pitch in front of a panel, and then you sort of get a Q&A session after. So we filmed that late last week, and it airs tonight at 8:30 on BNN's The Pitch. And Adam Jarzen, our CEO, will also be we'll be taking charge on that one. So
can you tell us what happened in the show, or does it have to sort of play out? We have to watch and find out.
Yeah, I'll let it play out. There's
because they often say with these shows, it's not a case of winning; it's just the exposure you get from them that helps.
That's right, and that's how we looked at it. So there was 4 companies in there, and they give their pitch, and then there's a Q&A, and the judges sort of rate them. They give them a red, a yellow, or a green light. So I'll let you guys watch the show tonight to figure out whether we got the green light or not.
All right, man, sounds amazing. So if people want to find out more about this and who knows, perhaps jump on board, what do we do? How do we find you?
Yeah, as of right now, we have a landing page. You can go and sign your email up. It's www.hover.me, and within the next 2 weeks, we'll be releasing a beta product where you can actually one-click install it and you can start browsing. As of now, it's optimized for Pinterest, so it'll only work on the Pinterest site, but as soon as we get funding, we're going to expand browser-wide, and we're going to expand every website.
All right, and the pitch is tonight on BNN, and do we know what time that is?
It's at 8:30.
8:30 tonight at BNN. The pitch is on. Dave Williams, co-founder of HOVR. We'll find out how they did. Good luck. Congratulations to you. Great idea.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Anthony just fired me a note, and I unfortunately didn't see it till after Dave left. Dave Williams, co-founder of HOVR. bright young kid that was just in here. Shouldn't say kid. The guy's got a master's. So Dave, Anthony sends me a note. Dave made his living as a poker player before he, as he was going through all of this. So Dave's a pretty smart guy. Anyway, we meant to ask him about that, but then he took off out of the building.
Well, see, we don't know. Maybe I'm assuming he was a really good poker player, but maybe he wasn't.
Maybe he was a crappy poker player and then decided, no, I'm going to get out of this. And, but
you need your money. So I'm guessing, like, to start your business. So I'm guessing he was a pretty good poker player.
Well, and again, here's a person who's, got a business master's and, working in insurance. I remember being a young person coming out of school and thinking, that's the last thing that I want to do. And he talked about that, working 9 to 5, being trapped in that sort of corporate environment where things only are working so many ways for you, and you pretty much get lost in the sauce. And, he's a far cry from, sitting in an office in an ivory tower somewhere, working an insurance gig, doing something like this. I mean, this is like a complete 180 from someone who works 9 to 5 in an office job and for an insurance company. This guy's out there hitting the pavement. He's, he's discovering things. He's coming up with neat ideas and innovations and what have you. So, I mean, a lot of people can't strap themselves to a desk for 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day and just push paper around. There's entrepreneurs out there like Dave that are trying to find alternate ways of making a living and using their brains. And that's tomorrow. That's what it's all about right there.